So guys, Bronny James just finished his freshman year at USC, and here are the numbers. 4.8 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 36% shooting from the field, and 26% from three is the numbers that this man Bronny James averaged on 19 minutes a game playing for USC in his freshman year. Now, in reality, bro, are these numbers that I just read you, bro, are these stats good enough to get you drafted in the NBA? Now, if you take a look here are four players that I personally usually hear about whenever I hear people compare Bronny James's game to. These are the NBA comparisons that I hear a lot of people say. I hear a lot of people say Drew Holiday, D'Anthony Melton, Gary Harris, Jalen Suggs. And if you look at the numbers that these guys actually averaged whenever they were in college, starting off with Drew Holiday actually averaged 8.5 points a game, 3.7 assists, and 3.8 rebounds a game on 27 minutes a game playing for UCLA. D'Anthony Melton, he averaged 8 points a game, 3 assists on 27 minutes a game playing for USC. Gary Harris, 16.7 points a game in his sophomore season on 32% minutes from the field, on 32 minutes playing per game for Michigan State. And finally, Jalen Suggs averaged 14 a game, 5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists on 28.9 minutes a game. Now, like I said, these are the names that I typically hear people compare Bronny James to at that next level. And if you also look to 3 out of these 4 guys actually got drafted in the first round, 1 in the second round being D'Anthony Melton. And if you want my complete honest truth, I actually believe that all 4 of these guys have had pretty solid NBA careers. Now, April 27th is actually the official date of when all these players actually have to declare for the NBA draft. So Bronny James still has about a month or so to decide if he's going to declare for the draft or if he's going to be coming back for a second year in college. Now, just looking at these numbers, the data, the comparisons, considering just how Bronny James's freshman year went, would Bronny James be making the right decision if he actually declared for the NBA draft? Or like I said, should he come back for a second season? Now, if you want my complete honest answer, and coming from somebody who's been covering this man Bronny James on this channel extensively since middle school, literally at a point where I'm dropping a Bronny James video 5 to 6 times a damn week, every 2 weeks, all the OGs are going to remember. Coming from a guy who truly understands Bronny James as a player inside and out, I actually would advocate for Bronny James to actually declare for the NBA draft. So guys, you have to realize Bronny James is not a bad basketball player in any way, shape, or form. I actually think that he's a lot better than the stats actually portray and how his freshman season actually went. I already know there's a lot of people seeing the numbers and the percentages that he averaged in his freshman year without actually watching any of the games and saying that he's not ready for the NBA. He should go back to college, But guys, let me ask you this. Who is ever truly ready for the NBA? Do you know how many guys that we hype up every single year that go top 5, go top 10, first round, just in general, that get drafted? A lot of these guys go to the G League for the majority of their careers. A lot of them go overseas. You know how many guys that we hype up that don't even make it past summer league? A lot of these guys averaging 15 points a game, 20 points a game in college. A lot of these guys don't even get minutes or even in rotations at the NBA level. I just read you 4 guys that people compare Bronny James to that all had similar stats to Bronny James when they were in college, and they have all managed to obtain multiple NBA contracts at this point in their career. But do you know why they've all had great NBA careers? I personally feel like it's because they understand the NBA. They understand the business. They understand what it takes to play in the NBA. They understand, most importantly, in order to be successful in the league, you have to be comfortable at playing a role and nothing more. On every single team in the NBA, you have a superstar, a guy that's going to come in, take most of the shots. He's probably getting paid the most of the team, and he's just that guy. You also have 4 other starters on the team. Sometimes we'll have a second star, sometimes a 1B, and just other great rotation starters that get paid more than the typical players and just play great rotation minutes. You also have a 6-man to come in, play a ton of minutes, bring a different level of excitement and energy to the game. And then you have backups who's just not necessarily there to overshoot, just come in there, play great defense, keep their team in the game without being a detrimental player on the court so that the starters can just come in and finish the game. That is literally the NBA in a nutshell, guys, and it's nothing more and it's nothing less. The players that succeed are the ones who accept the type of player and the type of role that they are in the league. And those guys, they try to become the absolute best player at that position in the league and maximize the amount of money that they can make in their NBA careers. I know I kind of just went off on a little tangent there, but I say all that to say, in reality, I know a lot of people are saying that Bronny James should come back for a second year. But I'm telling you, bro, it literally is not going to make a difference, in my opinion, if Bronny James stays another year at USC, transfers somewhere else, or anything like that. I think Bronny James, he is a true epitome of a player that understands his role and the type of player that he is. He understands that he's not coming in there to shoot 20 shots a game or to be somebody he's not. He's a good player that comes off the bench. He buys into his role. And at this specific point in this time, in order for him to really maximize the type of player that he is, the type of come off the bench role player that he is, he just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. Not even just a little bit, a lot more aggressive. Generally, like I said at the beginning of the video, Bronny James is far better than his stats portray. The absolute biggest thing holding him back is himself and his assertiveness, in my opinion. Attempting 4 shots a game in a 40-minute game is just not going to develop him in any type of way. A lot of times he's really out there just running back and forth without really making a significant impact on the game. If he was just a lot more aggressive, he looked at the rim to at least catch defenders off guard, he shot a lot more, he would definitely be able to maximize his role as a player. But like I said, it really just starts with him embracing the role, and I believe that's what he does very well. Now, I know LeBron James has not made Bronny James's case to play in the league any easier. We've seen the tweets, we've seen the interviews about LeBron hyping up Bronny, but then he'll also backtrack and ask, why is everybody putting so much pressure on Bronny? He's developing at his own pace, da 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 da. We understand that. And although I do think Bronny's still in this position, obviously because he's LeBron's son, and that's most likely why he will get drafted, I do think LeBron definitely needs to take a step back and understand that him going on all these tangents, saying that he wants to play with LeBron, saying that he wants to play with Bronny, saying that Bronny's already better than a lot of these NBA players, da 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 da. It's just not helping Bronny in any way, shape, or form. And I really wish LeBron can actually just take a step back, come on an interview and just say, hey guys, I made a mistake. I probably shouldn't have said these things about Bronny. It's really making his career a lot harder for him as a player, and the pressure is just really getting to him. So when people see him averaging 4 points a game, he's not really doing much in the court, they're going to have a lot of stuff to say, especially when LeBron's already said that Bronny's better than half the league already in the NBA. But all in all, how good of a season was Bronny James's freshman year at USC? Personally, I definitely would give it a D. Or now I'd probably give it a D or a C minus. Honestly, I feel like Bronny just didn't really do much, but that's okay. He's LeBron James' son. Like I said, that's ultimately going to help him get to the league if he decides to declare for the draft or if he stays another year. And I also don't think it's going to make it any easier considering the talent level in next year's draft for him to get drafted in the first round. I mean, this season, this draft compared to next season, it's literally night and day. The star power they have in the 2025 NBA draft, I'm telling you, bro, so many star players. But like I said, if I'm Bronny James, I'm personally declaring for the NBA draft. I'm going to start my development a lot earlier, and I'm just going to take the chance because, like I said, it really doesn't matter if you go over your first year, second year. There's so many guys that literally average 20 points a game in college that don't have successful NBA careers and all that. So you might as well go in early, start your development a lot earlier, and just, like I said, just take the chance. But that's just my personal opinion. I want to know what you guys think about Bronny James in his freshman year as a whole. Do you think he should declare for the draft? Do you think he should stay another year? Let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.